Louisiana beer reviews. Country Club Malt Liquor. Country Club Malt Liquor is produced, or it's owned by the Pabst Brewing Company. It's contract brewed, but it says on here Pearl Brewing. Well, Pearl Brewing is owned by Pabst. This is America's oldest malt liquor. It says on the can America's premium malt liquor. I don't know about that, but it's the oldest in existence. It's been around since 1951. It's 5.8% alcohol. When it was introduced by Getz Brewing in St. Louis, but that company was bought out by Pearl, and then Pearl was bought out by Pabst. This is one of Pabst's hidden brands. They don't refer it or reference it on their website. There's quite a few of those like that. Gets a poor rating on Beer Advocate, but with only 32 reviews. A 1 out of 100 on Rate Beer, a 20 out of 100 for the style. There's over 100 reviews on that website. A 1 out of 100 would seem to me would have to be the worst beer ever made. I've had this before. It's not sold in Louisiana. I bought this in Virginia, off of Interstate 81 in Chilhowie, Virginia. I think it was like $2.49 for the 6-pack of these pints. So it's low priced. Let's see. If you ever get a chance to go to Cincinnati, go check out the Reds at their ballpark. I went there once in 2004. That's an A-rated stadium, believe me. Most excellent. I saw this all over New York City in 12-ounce cans, 16-ounce cans, and 40-ounce bottles. So it's very common up there. Must be very popular. And I saw Hurricane everywhere too, made by Anheuser-Busch. Well, typical looking malt liquor, thick white head, clear straw appearance, light straw, a lot of bubbles. Just typical looking. Let's go with the smell. Get that grain husk, kind of sickly sweet grain husk aroma. Maybe some breadiness, not a lot more. It's just kind of a strong aroma. Let's go with the taste. I've never had this from the bottle, so I'd be worried that it would be skunked. Well, it's a strong taste. It's really, you get a rush of alcohol. It's not that strong alcoholic, but a rush of alcohol, a lot of sweetness, grain. The body is mostly light and watery. It's not super light. Light to medium really is watery. The finish is pretty dry. It's fairly refreshing. The drinkability is not super because it's got that malt liquor harshness, so it's more like a sipper, somewhat of a sipper. Pretty decent amount of lacing around here. A lot of people are turned off by the malt liquor taste profile. And it has that unusual flavor, but that distinct malt liquor flavor. I can't really describe it. I kind of like that though because it gives it some character. It gives it some macho heft to it. And even though they're not super pleasant to drink, in a lot of ways they're interesting to drink, and They sort of make you take notice. I, when I go out to bars, they never have malt liquors, but I kind of like to drink these sometimes. They recommend in the old 60s commercials to drink it on the rocks with an orange wedge, I think, to cut the harshness. So I'm going to give it a B because it is good, and it's even controversial to me when I drink it, but it's good because it has character and it has sort of a beefiness to it. There's some citrus aspect to it also, but that's subdued. So I give it a B just because it's interesting and it's good in some ways. It's kind of a hard drink to figure out, but anyway, I think it's worth trying. It's different. So, Laissez Le Bon Ton Roulé, this is a good and interesting beer, and I'm gonna end this review by saying, y'all come on down to Louisiana.